Okay, so I got many questions, many things to say, but the big question is womanhood under attack? Huh? Is womanhood at this present time under attack? Hey guys, welcome to Kitchen Table Talk Live with Boy TV. Listen, can you all hear me good? Before I get started, I got a lot to say. Can you all hear me good? What is the sound like? Because I don't want to be running my mouth and y'all can't hear me. Yes, we can. Okay. Welcome. Like I said, welcome to Kitchen Table Talk Live with Boy TV. Um, a lot to say. It has been a rough few days. Um, this is not a new argument per se. This is not a new area. This is just a new approach. And I am wondering myself, have they finally got the angle correct to have this battle? Because I know I've been putting out fires toward this battle for a very long time. And I don't know if it's too late to actually even stop it at this point. Did they actually get the right angle? Or is it too late, baby? Now it's too late. I don't know. But here's what's going on for those of you who really don't know what's really doing, going down on these streets. Okay, we had this I'm thinking she's a trans woman, okay? I'm not really sure. I don't know who this broad is. I've never seen her before. I still haven't even heard anybody put a name to her, but there's a woman, and I'm thinking she's a trans woman who did an Instagram, I believe, an Instagram video, and it starts circulating, and she blatant, blatant came out and made some really derogatory statements toward females, um, natural born females. And it just has snowballed into quite a bit of mess. But the main things that she spoke about was that females do not have the ownership of periods, and they are not the gatekeepers of womanhood. You hear the silence? The silence. That was what was in that live. And I sat there and I said, what'd she say? Just blatant. You all don't own womanhood. You all are not the gatekeepers of periods. You all don't own it. Well, I'm going to say this for me. I'm going to say this for me, straight from the door. I don't know what in the world she was talking about. I it just didn't make any sense to me. I well, if women are not the gatekeepers of womanhood and periods, exactly, ma'am, who is? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense because trans women don't have periods. trans women don't have periods. So you just go. You don't have a menstruation cycle. So why are you even speaking about periods? That was my thing. Why are you even speaking about periods? I mean, listen, I speak pretty freely about what I want to. There's some places that I just don't go because they don't really have anything to do with me. They don't. It's a thin line. It's a line to skate. Being male and being gay doesn't change things. You're a male. So some things you just I don't know. Just I don't even know why. I don't really have a reason to be having a conversation very much about periods. Like that just doesn't make sense. I don't even know the outs and the ends of it. Really, I know what it's about. I know what I know what it's for. I know where it came from. But other than that, is there really too much more that I need to know about it? So do I really have a reason to be discussing it? Not really. So I didn't understand it. I mean, girl, embrace your transness or your dragness, or I'm a drag queen, but I mean, embrace what you got going on. You don't have periods going on. You don't have menstruation going on. And as far as womanhood, again, you do have some form of womanhood, which is the trans part of it. At this point, I have to say, like, stay in your lane. So I know there's going to be some people that's not too happy with me, but I said what I said. Okay. And I ain't taking it back. And before I take it back, I'll add more to it. Trust me. So that's my stance on it. Now let's go on and go forward. So let me explain. Okay. So she came forth. I don't know who she is. I don't know what her name is. And I'm glad I don't know what her name is because she doesn't need any shine from me at all. She doesn't need any shine from me. She doesn't need any shine from anybody because she spewed rhetoric and she has started a whole bunch of mess. Single-handedly started a bunch of mess. She has kicked off something. Like I said, I personally am one who has been trying to, you know, not want this to go down. This whole black women versus the trans community or black women versus the LGBTQIA or anybody versus the community. I just am not here for it. I'm not. I never have been. I'm as frustrated as I get, and I say I ain't fighting that fight. Because sometimes I feel like I'll be fighting that fight alone, and every time it starts getting kicked up, something in me just innately says, "Okay, get back down there and try to put the lid back on it," because it's just going to be ugly. And I think that's where we are. Anyway, I can't even get out of it. Listen, so, okay, here she is. Whatever her name is, she gets it started. Jess Hilarious, if you all don't know who she is, she's a comedian. She's a brown woman. She's a brown woman. And I think she's sharp personally. I think she's sharp, but Jess has actually had some things where she's been compared to a trans woman, and some people have thought that she was trans. She does have some masculine features, but there are a lot of women who are absolutely beautiful who have masculine features. Grace Jones is one of the baddest things walking around, and Grace has some masculine features about her, and she could be very androgynous looking at times, and we celebrate her, we love her. So I don't get it, but I don't find Jess Hilarious to be a bad looking woman at all. I really don't. But Jess made a comment. Okay. Now, I gotta be honest. Jess Hilarious is who Jess Hilarious is. She is a social media maven. She is a comedian. And does she do things for clicks and views and likes and things? Yeah. just like everybody else. Jess Hilarious, for whatever reason, I feel she was triggered. Okay. I feel like Jess was triggered, and Jess did what she wanted to do, and she spoke. She spoke, and I feel like she spoke from a very personal place. And that's where I always say, listen, just like I click my button and I'm sitting here talking and I'm saying what I want to say at my house, and you're here. Jess Hilarious said what she wanted to say at her house, and it was very personal, and it got a little nasty at times. And that's her Pennsylvania privilege. So I'm just gonna say that. That's her Pennsylvania privilege. She is allowed to feel any way she wants to feel about the topic at hand, about womanhood, about what was said by the person in the video. That is her privilege to feel how she wants to feel. Now, when you speak from that place, we all know how this game is. There's going to be people that are with you, and there's going to be people that are not with you. And then you just have to deal with it. And the thing is that Jess didn't actually just go in on the person who made the video. Jess personalized it, and Jess literally addressed the whole trans community. Okay? So let's just be very clear about that. She at a point, well, most of the way through, she was speaking to the community as a whole. As a whole. And she was not holding her tongue. She was saying exactly what she thought of the community. But again, like I said, that is her opinion. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But that is her opinion of trans folks. Now it's just for her to deal with. If you get backlash, you get backlash. I mean, she made reference to diagnosis of trans people being mentally ill. And if it wasn't for women, there wouldn't be trans people. And like I said, it got nasty. It got nasty, but she spoke what I would say is her reality. Okay? And that's her reality. And here's the thing. Would some say it's transphobic? Yeah, they would. Did some of the things that she said come across as homophobic? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, but now here's the thing. I'm not going to argue with anybody about is Jess Hilarious homophobic or not. Did some of the things that she say come from what's felt like a homophobic or more of a transphobic place? Yes, it did feel like it came from a transphobic place. Did it come? She literally has an issue. She got a problem with the trans community and how things have been being handled. But here's my question. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? See, I told you I'm going to go some places that some ain't going to want to go with me. I personally, I ain't got no problem with folks who are homophobic and who are transphobic. And I'll tell you why. It's their Pennsylvania privilege. It is okay for you to feel a certain type of way about things. Me personally, I prefer you to come to me and say, listen, I don't like you for this reason, that reason, and that reason. Because that don't hurt me. That doesn't hurt me. I don't care nothing about that. You don't like me because I'm a little light in my loafers? Okay, cool. You don't like me because I wear makeup and I wear girls' clothes at times? Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. That's fine. That's fine. Because now I know and I can deal with you accordingly. You know what hurts? Do you know what hurts? Is when you sit in my face and you and I are cool. You've been in my house. You and I have spent time together. You and I have made memories together. And then out of the blue, on Mad Day, when you're mad about something that don't even have anything to do with that, then all of a sudden, every derogatory word, and you start spilling all of this and spewing all of this, how you have all these issues with who I am as a person, and now we've been friends 10 years. That is a hurt piece. That is a hurt place. That is when you will actually get me and my broom, and it'll be time for me to clean you up. That's when that happens. But when you just come out and boom, this is me, this is my feelings toward this, they start the whole, oh, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. If you start that from the time that I meet you, then that's fine. That's just who you are. And I'll accept you how you are, and that's fine. It's okay. It's okay for you not to like what I am. It's okay for you not to like how I am. That's fine, because guess what? At the same time, I don't have to like who you are. And I don't have to agree with everything that you're about. That's the way it goes. It's called respect. You can actually not care for the way a person is and still be respectful. It can be done. It can be done inside of your own family as well as outside of your family in the world. It can be done. We really can coexist if we stay the hell out of each other's business and don't try to use each other, because that's what happens. We try to use each other for what it is that we can get out of that person. And then the lines become blurred. And then Mad Day happens, and then all hell breaks loose. Now, that's easier said than done. Now, Jess Hilarious, that's what I feel she did. She spoke from her heart. She spoke her reality. Of course, there was going to be some backlash because she spoke in a way that wasn't very nice. And she didn't mean it to be nice. So she can't even come back and be like, well, I didn't mean, no, baby, you meant everything you said. You said it from a place of meaning what you said. And there's no way, there's a video. So there's no way to come back and try to candy coat. You said what you said, and Just Hilarious. Me, Spiller Boy TV, she may never see this video, may not give a darn about what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with what you said, Jess. I don't have a problem with what you said. You told me who you were. And guess what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And that is what that is. And I'll deal with it accordingly. Now, I'm going to get into further on that it really ain't got nothing to do with me because I'm not trans. But we're going to talk about that in a second as well. I told you I'm going to cover a lot of bases and everybody ain't going to be happy. After that happened, T.S. Madison made some comments. She made some comments. Nothing that really, it just was what it was. It was kind of like okay, Jess, I hear what you're saying. A little bit of shade, of like, oh, wow. Basically calling Jess out, giving very much a, wow, Mad Day. And then listen, you're really saying who you are and how you feel. That was basically what Maddie was hitting at. And things with Jess and Maddie was just kind of like, how I expected it to be. Nothing too heavy. You know what I mean? They weren't going down to the playground to get the scrapping. You understand what I'm saying? It was what it was. Jess Hilarious knows T.S. Madison. She knows what T.S. Madison brings to the table, and vice versa. Maddie knows what Jess Hilarious gives. So I think at that point, it wasn't going to be too much of a thing. It was just a, I see you, sis, kind of thing between the two. Now, let me tell you when shit got sideways. After the Jess Hilarious and Maddie situation, up jumped the devil. Okay. And it's the devil that I like her. I like her. Is she messy? Hell yeah. Is she messy? Hell yeah. What does she do? She does things for clicks and views. She likes to be a shock jock of sorts. Enters Tasha K. Tasha K jumped into this with uh, 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 I have to say, like a vitriol. Okay, Tasha K jumped into this, and she just basically really went at Madison flat out. Ain't no other way to really get around it. And there's some people who really agree with a lot of the things that Tasha said, but at the end of the day, you got to be honest about what actually happened. Tasha infused herself into the argument, jumped in and said, I am taking Jess, I'm with Jess on this. So you jumped in to an argument that wasn't really that big of an argument between T.S. Madison and Jess Hilarious. Now, just listen to what I said. It was a little bit of an argument, a little bit. It was a kerfuffle. It hadn't even become a big kerfuffle, just a little kerfuffle between T.S. Madison and Just Hilarious. Tasha K turned it into a full out battle. And it was, she's jumping in for Just Hilarious never called for any help. Just Hilarious started up and said, who's going to speak up for us? She's talking about women in general, but she was doing that. She was doing that. She took the stance that she was taking up for women in general over what this trans, but this, I still say she's trans, but this trans woman who started all this, that's what Tasha, that's what she was doing. Jess Hilarious did not tap Tasha K in. She did not say, come on, Tasha, let's get it. Tasha K came in there and went guns a-blazing at T.S. Madison and the trans experience for whatever reason. And like I said, I like Tasha K, but baby, Tasha, it is what it is, what it is. You jump in swinging at Maddie. And this is not the first time that Tasha has swung at Maddie. For some reason, I've been watching. Tasha has been, if y'all been following, Tasha has been wanting a piece of T.S. Madison. I don't know if it's about clicks and views. I don't know if it's about, getting personal things done and you think that you could draw money from actually going having a back and forth with Maddie. I don't know where any of this got to this, but I know one thing. I know what I just talked about a second ago about people being in your face and smiling and grinning with you and being in your space, completely in your space, your personal space. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, Mad Day shows up. This is what Tasha K has actually demonstrated on this. Tasha K has been in T.S. Madison's home. Tasha K has been, and I get it top notch here because I knew y'all were going to take me to task because T.S. Madison is a friend of mine, but we ain't talk about that today. We not talk about that today. I'm not anybody's friend during this. I am literally, and I'm going to explain it in a minute. I'm sitting on the outside looking in. My friendship with Maddie has absolutely nothing to do with any of this. I'm just speaking real. You see, they put up their mother. Not everybody likes T.S. Madison, and don't I know it? Don't I know it? Um, but the facts are the facts. Tasha has gunned for Maddie. It's just you can't even miss it. Every time something comes up, and Maddie is in, Tasha has come for Maddie. She's come for a couple different times, which seem weird because Tasha K has been in T.S. Madison's house. T.S. Madison has been in Tasha K's house. T.S. Madison and Tasha K have sat, and you think I'm biased. I haven't even started talking, Lala. I'm biased how? What have I said that was biased? Have I told a lie? Has T.S. Madison and Tasha K not been in each other's house? They've been in each other's house. It's okay for them not to agree. Now let me finish going where I'm going before you call me biased. I don't know everything about the situation is fine. Tasha jumped in. Okay, you jumped in. It is what it is. But what does T.S. Madison's mother have to do with anything going on? Tasha started it started becoming a personal attack. It was like a nasty personal attack about T.S. Madison's mother and her weight and something about diabetes and this, that thing, and the other. So I don't know. It's not me being biased. It's me watching what happened. T.S. Madison's mother is a mother. She's a mother. She doesn't have anything to do with any of these situations. She's not trans. And Mary ain't said nothing. So I'll still say the attack that Tasha put is it was very personal towards T.S. Madison. I don't know what that was about, and it looked like it was masked with the "I'm going to stand with Jess." So if that makes me biased, then I guess I'll have to wear that. But I don't feel as though I'm being biased. I just don't understand what it had to do with anything. And again, I like Tasha just like I like Maddie, just like I like Jess. I don't really have a problem with anybody in this situation. I really don't. I really, really don't. So that's that. That's that on that. So that's it. Tasha K jumped in and it got real nasty. It started, this whole thing with her and T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison hasn't really, gunned back at Tasha. I haven't seen, anything full out just yet. So we got all that going on. And I'm like, okay, where are we at with this? So this is where I come in. I said, let me see. What do I do at this point? I said, do I talk about this? Do I not talk about this? Because here's the thing. I am a gay male. I'm a gay male. They would actually call me a butch queen or just a queen. Okay. I'm not trans. I'm not a woman. I'm not pre-trans or pre-op or anything. Never wanted to be trans. None of that. I am a drag queen. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just a gay boy. Okay, I'm a gay boy. When it comes to trans issues, the trans community has always told us, the gay boys, shut the hell up, mind your business, do not speak for us. Do not speak for us. So that's why y'all got to calling me biased before I actually got the chance to even say I am literally not speaking for anybody. I'm sitting down. I am literally a watcher in this, and that's where I'm speaking from. I'm not trying to lean anybody either way. I am literally vlogging about what I saw and how I feel. I'm not taking either side. I'm doing what it is that the girls have asked me to do. They've asked me to shut my mouth and do not speak for them. So at this point, like I said, there's going to be people that are not happy with me. And I know there's going to be trans girls that are not happy with me. But listen, bitch, I'm only doing what you told me to do. Any other time, you tell me to shut my mouth and don't say anything and don't speak for you. So I'm not speaking for you all. I've done it in the past. I try to help. I ain't trying to help y'all with this one. This is y'all's mess. This is y'all's mess. And one of y'all's got it started. Y'all need to get her and do something with her. Y'all need to get her and do something with her. I don't know who that child is, but y'all need to go snatch her and do something with her. And at this point, I'm sitting over on my cloud, as we say, on the gay boy cloud with my legs crossed, and I'm watching and I'm giving my opinion. So if you want to be mad at me, that's fine. If you want to think I'm biased, that's fine. Clean me up. Clean me up. but you know I got a broom, honey. So start it at your own risk. But anyway, so that's I wanted to get that in as to where I'm at with this whole thing. So now what happened next? What happened next? After all of that stuff went down. After all of this went down, I start watching It Is Growing. This is why I asked, you say, why would they be mad? I know it's ridiculous, but you know people can be ridiculous, don't you? People get mad at me for all kind of stuff. But I'm prepared. I got a nice strong back, honey. Spill It Boy TV, and the TV is capitalized, honey. I got a nice strong back. I got something for anybody to bring me anything. Trust me, it's not a problem. I stands in my stuff, 10 toes down, and like I said, before I take anything back, I'll add to it. Y'all know that. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know what I do and what I get down, how I get down. So, okay, so let's go on. There's a few more things I want to cover before I get out of here that I've seen. I feel like, but James, please help me understand, what are we supposed to do to communicate to our sisters when it seems we can't have a different opinion? Again, I'm just speaking on what I see. I can't. That's what that right there is what they asked me not to do. They asked me not to speak on them. I could try what I could try to do. I'm going to put this video out, and then maybe I'll open up my platform in the next day or two, and I can invite um I can invite for some of my trans sisters to come in and be able to speak for themselves, but I will not try to come up with solutions. I'm not trying to come up with solutions. I'm not about to be arguing back and forth with anybody, because this is like, actually, at the end of this, I know I see you. I see you. I see you, John Moses. Said it's everybody's mess. I'm sorry, baby. No, this is not my fight. This is not my fight. I've been told it's not. You're not trans. Shut your mouth. You don't take hormones. Shut your mouth. You don't. You've never lived a trans experience, so you can't speak on a trans experience. So I'm going to actually take my out and sit down and cross my legs and watch like everybody else. I'm not going to speak for them. They got to speak up for themselves. My platform, yes, I will lend my platform to the conversation. I pride myself in being in a fair space. That I will let women say what they have to say, and I will also let trans women say what they have to say. I'm not either. I'm not either. And I'm going to watch like everybody else. I hate that it's going on, but baby, I'm going to watch. I feel you can have your own opinion about trans. I feel the girls get mad when everyone is included in one trans ignorance. Right. And again, this situation literally does have to do with womanhood and how women feel about trans and how trans feel about it. Really don't have anything at this point to do with gay boys. It has to do with trans people. It really doesn't have anything to do with, I hate to say, my kind, my part of the rainbow, my letter on the rainbow. It don't. We are in the watching position, and we need to shut our mouth. We need to shut our mouth, other than saying this is my opinion. We don't need to be offering what should happen. That ain't none of our business. James, is there any tension between trans men and gay men regarding what is manhood? Um, that I don't know. That I don't know, but I can imagine that at its core there probably is, because studs and men, studs and straight men don't always see eye to eye, and studs and gay boys don't see eye to eye. So I can imagine that there probably isn't. And if somebody said that, would be a lie to say no, because studs don't mess with us too much. You know, there's that whole thing where, our lesbians, the L and the L and the G don't always get along. So I couldn't imagine that there isn't some tension that happens between trans men and straight men. I can't. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes they don't get along. Sometimes they don't get along when it comes to the women in between. Because they are, when you say like trans men and studs, they are the competition. When they look at each other, a lot of times it's competition, but then a lot of times they get along. I don't know, but I know lesbians and gay boys don't get along all the time. So I can't imagine that they don't try them too. I can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I can't imagine that it's not. So the next thing that actually happened was Flame Monroe. I was waiting on Flame. I knew Flame, and Flame's another one. I like Flame, but Flame always catches it, baby, because Flame doesn't always have the popular opinion when it comes to the LGBTQIA period. Flame has her own way of seeing things, and a lot of times it does not line up with the rest of the LGBTQIA, and she rubs the trans community wrong a lot of the time. Okay. So I was literally, when it got started, I was waiting on Flame. I said, baby, where is my sister Flame? Because I know when Flame get a hold of this, it's going to be a mess. And of course, Flame said what she said. Of course, Flame pissed off a few people. Flame sided with women. And the thing is, the black women have really put their foot in this. Okay. So you can see it. You can see it kicking up. You can see the black women versus the trans community. You can see it. It is blatant. The fight has begun. That's why I'm asking, excuse me, is there a way to dial this back? Is there a way to dial us back, or are we here? Because a lot of people been wanting this on both sides. The person that got this all started, I don't know who that person is. Again, I've said earlier in the video, I don't know her name, and I don't even care to know her name. She is a chaos demon. She's a chaos demon. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was hitting at, and she is getting what she wants. Did you notice that once Jess and Maddie got started, you don't even hear about her? There are people who are down in this that I've watched videos where the people are literally battling it out, and that child's name never comes up. How is it that I don't even know her name? And I've been out here walking these streets, and they're not even talking about her anymore. She got two heavy hitters. T.S. Madison and Jess Hilarious start banging, and then Tasha K jumped in, and they out there swinging in the street. Where's that whore at? Where's that whore that started everything? And yeah, I said it. I called her what I called her. She's a chaos demon. She knew exactly what she was doing. I feel like we got over the gate, and the fight then began. The fight has began, and nobody is backing down. The women aren't backing down, and the trans girls aren't backing down, and more people keep getting into it. Now, I looked up again, and okay, Abby, see, we ain't want to give her no shine. But there goes, that's my Abby, honey. Abby, why are you not in blue? What the hell is that about? Why are you not in blue? Abby, that's Supreme number 2. I'll fix it, Abby. I don't know why you're not in blue, child. I don't know what that's all about, but I'll fix it, child. Anyway, so Flame got some stuff going on, and then the next thing you know, Flame and Angelica Ross then start fighting. So now we got two trans women with large names fighting over this. And when I say baby, I'm in blue on my end. Okay, I just can't see it. Okay, that's cool. Good. Yeah, that's Abby is one of the Supremes. You all know what the Supremes is about. If you get wrong in the chat, you won't see her, and we won't see you. That's yeah. She's one of those girls. She is one of the moderators, honey. Right there, the Supremes, baby. You get wrong, you'll see her for the last time. So that's who she is. Okay. Um. All right. Oh, Penelope, yeah, she's supposed to be blue. She's one of my moderators. She's one of my moderators, baby. And that dog can see her blue for whatever reason. I'm not seeing her in blue. So that's fine. That's good. All right. Perfect. Thanks, y'all. Um, Angelica and Flame, do you all remember me? A lot of y'all been with me for a while. You all remember me saying, and I've said this and I've stood in this. I stood in this, always have, when I said that um, heterosexuals, I'm speaking to you all as a whole, my heterosexual counterparts, you all could never, and I want you to listen to me and hear me clearly. I've said this before and I ain't changing on it. You all could never hurt us the way in which we hurt one another. You understand that? Not ever. Not ever. And that's hetero versus homo. You can't. There's nothing that you could do or say that could hurt us the way we hurt one another. And I want you to pay close attention to these things that are going on in the street right now. This little thing that kicked up with Flame and Angelica, I said, oh my, oh my. The things that are being said, I said, you child, y'all, when I say were dragging each other, I'm just child calling each other by Jess and Angelica had a little back and forth, and Jess called Angelica by her boy name, her old boy name. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, okay, that was my old name. So this is just an example. Yeah, that's my old name. Whatever. How much do you think that actually hurt Angelica? It didn't. She literally responded by saying, "Oh, she dropped in my DMs. Big deal. Brushed it right off." But her and Flame start going back and forth. Her and Flame started going back and forth. And Flame said to her, baby, Flame told her that because she's a full trans woman. She's completely transitioned. Flame told Angelica Ross that is not a vagina. It is a sore. Baby, when I tell you my whole mouth dropped open, I said, shut up. Shut up. Now, which one of those reeds do you think actually pierced the skin? That is just that, and I'm probably real petty for even highlighting it, but this is where we are in this fight. This is where we are. When I say reading and direct, that is reading and dragging. When I say Flame gave her the old 1-2 punch, we know how to say and do the things to hurt each other. It hit different. That's the point I'm making. This is what I'm saying. I think we done got to, I don't know if we could turn back at this point. I don't think we can turn back at this point. That's like a racist, a racist child, a racist calling you some type of a racial slur and you being black. You're like, yeah, okay, whatever. But when somebody else from right inside your race, y'all want me to give y'all the words? Because you know I say what I want to say. White person call you a nigga. You'd be like, yeah, okay. And then you fire at them with 52 other little delectables, honey. But when another black person stand in your face and call you a nigga bitch, you be hot as fish grease. Like I know you did not. So it's the same thing when it comes to the hetero versus the homo situation. Y'all can't hurt us the way we hurt each other, just like white people can't hurt us the way we hurt one another race wise. So it's ugly to me where we are, and it just keeps stretching out, and it's stretching out further and further and further. I heard some comedians. There were some comedians in the comedian community. They're big and flame up for checking Angelica. I'm like, okay, so we got straight comedians high five and flame for dragging another trans woman. This is just what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Where we at, y'all? What y'all doing? Now I'm talking to trans girls now. What y'all doing, child? Y'all got straight men high fiving one of y'all for dragging one of y'all. Huh? Y'all don't think we need to dial this stuff back? I don't. I just think it's going too far. I think it's really going too far. And the person that started it is somewhere sitting eating chicken from Popeyes and probably laughing. Women are literally questioning whether trans women ever liked them, whether they're actually their sisters, you know, and all of that. I don't know. I don't know. What is the end game? What is the end game? And yeah, Flame, it got that whole thing with Angelica Flame. It went real personal. She told her, "Girl, I'll spill all your tea about what you did to someone else when they had to live with me for 2 days." I mean, it went all the way there. Like it's a full out beef between them two. A whole beef. When Natalia said, "What Flame says does not hurt the girl. Sorry, sis. She thinks it does, but it doesn't because they expect nothing different from her." I don't know, Natalia. I don't even know Angelica Ross personally. I don't know her personally. I've never met Angelica, but girl, that hurt me. Shit. Girl, Miss Thing, she called her vagina a sore, Miss Thing. That that was low down and dirty, and that was a nasty old piece of read. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I burned that sucker to memory, honey, just in case I need to use that, baby. That was just as nice and nasty, honey. Now that's a read, girl. That hurt me, so I can't imagine if that did hurt. That was rude as hell. If you allow call-ins, James, I would love to ask some serious questions to the audience later. I'm not going to do it on this one, on this live. I'm not. It's really late. It's like 10 minutes to 4 a.m. in my area, so I'm not going to do it on this one. But feel free to fire out some questions, and I'll try to address them. We could do it like this, but I'm not going to actually open up the line in this live. I definitely will come back. I think there'll be a need to come back, where maybe we can get some of the individuals who really are affected to have a say. Like I said, I don't mind lending the platform to my trans sisters and my sisters, to to talk to talk respectful, because on my platform I'm not going to let y'all fight, like, fight me, call each other all kind of names and all that, but to discuss, I will lend my platform for that, by all means. um Let me see. And here's the other thing that I'm gonna say before I let this go. Um, to the boys, I see King Roman and a couple other boys floating around. I see y'all in here. Now we're sitting today, Jay, and there's a couple more y'all. Voodoo, y'all out here. Um, my baby Silent. I see y'all. We sitting on our clouds, y'all, and we just watching and doing what the trans girls have asked us to do. They've asked us to shut our goddamn mouth. Hey, Casey, they asked us to shut our goddamn mouth and let them fight their fight. We've done that. Okay, but let me say this: don't be no fool because you're stupid. Because that's what my grandmother used to say. Don't be no fool because you're stupid. It will not be very long before because it's growing. It's growing. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Gabor. It's growing. And I heard comedian Capone. I said, this ain't got nothing to do with us. But everybody doesn't separate us out. Okay? There are people who, when they think trans, they just think gay. I know trans girls don't like that, but there are people who don't see you all as different than us. When they see any of it, they say gay. They don't see your lipstick don't look no different than my lipstick to them. So the boys, y'all just be mindful. Um, yes, we're watching. Yes, we kiki at the little reads going back and forth. But how funny is it really? Because very soon some of the reads will be hitting you. You know, um, I think it needs to stop. I really do. I don't want to see this go into a full on battle. I never wanted to see this get this far, but it's further than I'm comfortable with. I ain't never seen it go this far, and I'm a little bit uncomfortable. But let me tell you what Capone put out there. He basically was saying that trans and gays, because he spoke about us as a whole, okay? Trans and gays are basically calling our women whatever names they want. After there are laws and rules that were made for us not to be able to call them names, now they've taken the ranks. This is what he said. Now they've taken the ranks. The gays have taken the ranks to be able to call our women whatever they want. So just the ignorance of that whole statement. First of all, first of all, listen to this. It was Gabor. That whole cis thing, that argument is so tiresome. There are women, I don't want to be called cis. I don't want to be called cisgender. I get it. I get it. So I kind of I try to, maneuver around using cisgender for my girls who it makes them feel uncomfortable. It's a little hard to juggle because it's just a term now. You know what I mean? It's a term. I never had a problem with don't call me bitch and don't call me fish and don't call me cunt. I never had a problem with that because I don't use it when it comes to my girlfriends. I never have. Now, I use it with my trans sisters and with other gay folks because that's what it is. It's always, those words have always been gay lingo, and they weren't ever part of my mainstream get down. So females don't get that from me. They don't get that from me. I don't care how close we are. I don't bitch and whore and fish and cunt. I don't do that with them. So that was always very easy for me not to fall into, but when you're just speaking and you say cisgender, you're making a reference to what type of woman it is. It is actually, they say, it's politically correct. It's the politically correct way to say that. So that's a hard dance of when to say it, when not to say it. I try not to use it. I really do. I try not to use it because I just don't want to offend, anybody that I'm not trying to offend. But for me, the cis thing has never been like, Capone made it seem as though it was an insult, that saying cis is equal to calling someone a fag or a sissy, and it's not. It is not. You ain't heard nobody in no argument on. Well, you have heard somebody. Some people have done it. I've seen trans girls going back and forth, and where the girls are saying, I'm not cis, I'm a woman, and then they'll be like, okay, cis. They'll do that in an argument there. But just a regular, all day, every day, just the LGBTQIA, we don't use cis as a means to degrade you all. It The way things are, they say that cisgender is what we're supposed to refer to you as, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I don't know where he got that cisgender is equal to, like, when people are calling people fags and stuff, and it just sounded crazy to me. It sounded really crazy. I'm like, you're blurring the lines, and this stuff is going to get out of hand. It's going to get out of hand. But cis, there's cis male and cis female. That's used on men and women. It's not that cis was never used to insult women. Some women were insulted bad, but in a good nasty piece of argument, ain't nobody calling you cis, honey. Now they might call you old nasty piece of bitch, but they ain't calling you cis, thinking they getting at you. So when he said that, I said, oh boy, it ain't gonna be long, and it's gonna be a full out everybody against everybody. And me personally, I ain't here for it. I'm not. I ain't here for it. The fact that when I just listened to Capone, I said, Capone, are you serious? You basically got an attitude because there are laws or rules that tell you that you can't disrespect the gays no more. You know what I mean? I said, are you kidding? Whatever. But the boys sit on the clouds, shut your mouth, let the girls do what they do for now. I hope they get it together and it doesn't keep growing. That's my hope and my wish, that this doesn't just keep on growing outward. I don't use cis, never did. I respect women, doesn't want to be called that. Right. And, it's, I try not to, but I am in the public eye. So when I have to make reference to biological women versus trans women, it's very hard. It's a hard slope for me, because when I say biological women, then the trans girls are feeling some kind of way. So it's a crazy dance. It's a crazy dance with one broken heel. You know what I mean? Let's see. Straight. But there was a person on the Breakfast Club saying, we were cis, but then turned back around and demanded to be called woman with no preface. It's a little narcissistic. You want to know what I think about the whole thing? I think the whole thing is really stupid, personally. I just think it's stupid. I don't, woman. It's a woman. I just don't get it. I just think the whole thing is stupid. I don't know who sat down over lunch and decided, okay, we got to break this up in all of. I just think that we made a difference. We always, when you're having a conversation, have a conversation. You know who you're talking about. Call them by their name. Call her by her name. It's just, I don't know. It's just stupid to me. Because when you be talking about a person and you want to say, oh, well, I'm talking about Tracy. Which Tracy? You know, you would say, child, you know Tracy, the heavyset one. Or you know, the black Tracy, not the white Tracy. Now we've been doing that for years. Well, you don't try to be nasty with it, but you've been doing that for. It's no different when you say black Tracy versus white Tracy, or heavyset Tracy versus skinny Tracy, biological Tracy versus trans Tracy. What's the big deal? I don't know why they even created the cis thing, and I don't know why it bothered people so much. The whole thing is just stupid to me. But again, they say I'm a cisgendered male, so I don't have no problem with that. But again, I don't give a shit. You know, I'm James. I'm a Spellboy TV. I'm the law and treasurer. I'm a whole bunch of stuff. I don't worry about that. But that I can't. That argument, it only lasts with me for about 10 minutes, and then I'll be like, "Child, I don't care, child. That's all stupid." You know. So again, that's the dance that I think I'll just always have to try to dance it and try not to hurt anybody's feelings. When I don't use cis, it's cool with my ladies. When I use cis, they get upset. When I don't use cis, then the trans girls get mad. Child, I don't know. Child, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I've said what it is I had to say. Um, we have reached an hour. I need to get up out of up out of here. Like I said, I will try to put together a live and make a space where people can actually really talk if they want to. Would you say we are here having this conversation, and Russia just moved missiles on this side of the globe? Get into it, ciao. Yeah, that's the wrong channel for that. I definitely ain't doing that argument. I definitely ain't messing with that argument. But I get your point. I definitely get your point. I'm gonna give y'all a couple more minutes. Any other questions that I can possibly answer? Questions on my feelings and the things that I have said, because I don't want to just blurt this out, because I could have done a pre-recording if I was just going to just blurt out what I had to say to you all and then just go on. I didn't have to go live. I could have just did it. They going to get you, mother. I'll windmill you. You back to back. I know you will, Kabor. They always get me, child. It's the pushback for me when women ask not to be called cis. That is what I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just try not to. It's just like when they said, "Don't say fish." Don't call them fish. You know what I mean? I always understood why women didn't want to be called fish. I never understood why the boys or the gals wanted to call them fish in the first place. I was like, don't call them that. Like that's awful. So I just never. Yeah, I was like, that's something for us. Y'all can't take on everything that we do with each other. I never understood the bitch thing. I never understood how that became so popular, how y'all adjusted to that. Like that was never for y'all. That was never for y'all. That was always lingo between the kids, honey. I don't know why you all ever took to that. You never should have taken to that. It hits me funny when I hear women, biological women, calling each other, hey bitch, that still hits me different. I'll be like, oh my gosh, honey. And fish is insulting. Fish is insulting. Fish has always been an insulting thing to women, but not us. With us, it's not. It literally is a compliment with us, but that is gay lingo. If you are not gay, then the lingo probably shouldn't make any sense to you. Don't grab hold to it when it has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know whoever let that get in like that. Yeah, no. When it comes to saying fish and talking about a woman, that has always been because it always was. Uh, let's just be real. It was always about smell. It was always about smell. When they say fish that has to do with a woman, in the past, I'm 51. In my past, fish, when it comes to a woman, when it pertains to a woman, it was always about a feminine odor being compared to the smell of a fish. It was always meant to be rude. And then, like I said, in the gay community, it was never meant to be rude toward one another. Toward one another. Now, whenever one of us got into it with a girl and it was Mad Day and they was calling you all kind of sissies and all of that, yeah, they called you fish. They called you fish, and you knew exactly what they meant. They meant it to be rude. So I don't know how y'all ever embraced it as to be good, because it was never meant to be good for y'all. But amongst each other, that is, child, I can explain it 900 times. Y'all know the explanations. Y'all have heard it. I don't know how y'all got where y'all got, but y'all got there. It just is what it is. I didn't do it. I don't use it. I don't call my girlfriends that. I don't call my girlfriends bitch and all that. If you've heard me call you a bitch, it was because you did something to me and you deserved it. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't use that. It's not a term of endearment coming from me to a female. That is not a term of endearment coming from me, Spillable TV. If I call you a bitch, you need to know there's 12 more insults coming behind it. And child, just gear up, honey, because we get ready to have a little tongue wrestle. That's all. I try not. I try not to say that to you all, honey. I'll try not to call y'all those names, honey. I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's see. I just call folks by their name. By their name. Preferred pronoun. We don't have to redefine biology. Exactly. Exactly. Sound good to me. Sound good to me. All right, you all, listen, I know this was late. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. Um, exactly, Vanessa. Exactly. You get it. There it is, Vanessa. Very, very good. Fish is meant as an insult to women, but fish is a compliment when gay men and trans say it to each other. Exactly. That's how it started off, Vanessa. But in later years, um, it kind of, I don't know, the lines got blurred on that too. Child, I don't know. Anyway, let me get on out of here and get myself some sleep. I will work on getting a live together so everybody can actually, y'all can talk and use your own voices and ask some questions. So I will definitely do that for you all in the next day or two. Okay. All right. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you all really, really soon. Y'all have a good night. And boys, stay on your clouds, mind your business. Girls, please get this straightened out. Try to get this straightened out. Please don't let this grow any further. Now y'all reading and carrying on the clowning each other. I'm gonna watch, but I really wish y'all would get a handle on this mess before it get any bigger. All right, I'm out. And feel like